Hello everyone. Hi, what is up? It's me, Angie. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for coming by today and hanging out with me. I know many videos keep watching it now, so I appreciate someone by clicking on this video. Thank you so much. Welcome. Today we're gonna do another music and makeup, but it's gonna be a little different. Usually the music and makeups I sit down and listen and give my thoughts and commentary and reactions to, usually a full length album or half an album if the album's like a lot of songs. But today we're doing a little bit differently. We're going to do the music and makeup, but instead of listening to the music and talking about it, we're just going to talk about it. And that's because I don't want this video to get blocked because this song isn't fully out yet. But yes, as you can tell by the title, today we're talking about Taylor Swift's Vault song from her newest version of Midnight's, the Till Dawn version. On that edition, she has a Vault song called You're Losing Me. I did listen to it, and I really wanted to talk to you guys all about it and kind of deep dive into this song. And I figured this would be kind of a fun twist on the music and makeup where, you know, maybe we're not listening to the music, but we are still talking about music and doing makeup together. So if this song was like released to the public fully, I would definitely listen to it, but because it's in this weird limbo where it's kind of fully released but kind of not, I don't feel comfortable putting it in a video, and my videos already get copyrighted so easily with songs that are allowed to be out and that are fully out, and this song just isn't, and so I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous about putting in the actual song into the video, and I've already listened to the song, so it would be my first reaction anyways, so figured it'll be fine if I just kind of not put it in the video but still kind of talk about it, deep dive into the lyrics, read the lyrics, and have a discussion about this whole song. So I feel like there's a lot to talk about when it comes to this song. So yeah, this song was originally released solely on CD at her 3 New Jersey shows. At the time of filming this, I'm not sure if she's gonna have that CD at other shows. I would assume so, but at this point it's not clear if she is going to kind of just keep it for the New Jersey shows, the CD. But basically this CD is the Midnight's Till Dawn edition, and she released publicly Karma with Ice Spice, Hits Different, which was previously only on CD and now it's on streaming with the rest of this album, and Stone the Beach featuring more Lana Del Rey, which I did do a full video about my thoughts and reactions to that. I'll put it up here in the eye if you want to watch it. But You're Losing Me was not released on streaming and it was only released on the physical CD copy that you can only get if you're at one of the New Jersey shows. She did also release the song for 24 hours for digital download on her website. Okay, let me just start my makeup and then we can just jump right in because I feel like I've just been rambling right now. I'm gonna attempt, I think, a graphic liner moment. We'll see how well that goes, but I'm gonna attempt it. So, You're Losing Me, yes. That title, when I first heard it, before I even heard the song, I was like, oh shit. This feels like it's a breakup song, and we obviously do know that Taylor Swift and Joe Alwyn did break up recently. We assumed it was, you know, a few weeks ago. We were assuming it was probably before the start of the tour, but I don't think it was announced until, yeah, it wasn't announced until like a couple weeks into the tour. I'm pretty sure it was announced right before my show date. I went to see her in Tampa day 3. And it's from the Vault and it's called You're Losing Me. So those two things make me think. The first thing is the fact that it's called You're Losing Me and not You Lost Me. And this makes me believe even more so that this album, Midnight's, isn't necessarily a breakup album, but I think it's an album where she was coming to terms with the fact that a permanent breakup was going to happen soon. Taylor's a very loyal person and she loves very hard, and I don't think she would just break up with someone, especially after like 5 or 6 years, where she just is like, I'm a little bored in this relationship and I feel a little bit underappreciated and so I'm gonna break up with you. Like, no, Taylor is gonna stay till she absolutely is certain that this relationship isn't going to work and that she really is unhappy. In listening to Midnight's now, knowing that they are broken up, it does feel like this album was an album where she was kind of getting to that realization that this is not going to be forever. And we do know that they were still together when the ship came out because she made a reel, and I can't remember what it was exactly talking about. I think it was about Lavender Haze, but talking about relationship of 6 years and all the crazy rumors that have come about it. And in that reel, she was talking about it, her relationship currently, like as if they were still together. In my head, they didn't break up until kind of like recently, but I think that maybe even like a year or while she was making Midnights, I think things were starting to come up that just she couldn't ignore anymore, and that she really had to kind of seriously think about when it came to her relationship and if it was going to continue or not. Oh my god, this is gonna be bad. I'm like not doing makeup at all. I don't know why I think this is a good idea. Like I really can't multitask. With that whole thought process and with the fact that this song is called You're Losing Me, Not You Lost Me, again, it really makes me think that this album and this song was really just about her being in the thick of, in this kind of crossroads of her relationship of thinking like, what are we doing here? Do I continue this 6-year relationship? Do we continue dating? Do we get married? Do you not want to marry me? Do I not want to marry you? Just after 6 years, these questions come up. It's like hard to ignore of like, okay, what's happening next? What are we doing here after 6 years? Which I definitely thought about when I first heard they broke up. I definitely thought that. I thought, okay, maybe it's about marriage, or maybe I think after 6 years, I think there just comes a crossroads. That's what I definitely initially thought when I first heard they broke up. I think my thought process were kind of true because we get a lot of details about what she was going through in her headspace with this song, which I think changes our perspective on the other songs in this album. Without this song, we really did not know what some of these songs meant because it just felt so, we were kind of piecing together what we thought it meant. Everything seemed a little bit vague with this album, which I think makes sense because this album isn't necessarily about her current life, it's more about the past Midnights, about her whole life. But You're Losing Me is a vault song, which makes me wonder, what does that mean? Because we know vault songs are in context of, you know, on Fearless and Red, they're songs that were written years ago that she still has in her discography that were never released until obviously recently with the re-recording of her albums. So if we think about that context with this song, does that mean this song was written before Midnights because it is from the vault? Which makes me think, was this inevitable end to the breakup coming a long time before the relationship actually did end? Which again makes me think a lot about the current songs on Midnights. It makes you rethink Lavender Haze and Bejeweled, The Great War. It makes you rethink what these songs mean. So I want to get to the lyrics, but before that I want to give you guys my first initial thoughts that I thought when I first listened to this song. First of all, this song is so vulnerable, which makes sense because Taylor Swift has always been very vulnerable in her music, but even more so, this feels like I almost feel like I should not be like listening to this song. It almost feels too vulnerable. I also really love the production. I love how You're Losing Me almost sounds like it's like in the background. It almost sounds like she's not so much in the forefront when she sings that chorus part. There's like some sort of effect on her voice, which I love. I love. I can't find a pose, my heart won't stop anymore. Damn, this song, man. And the fact that we hear her heartbeat in this song, obviously I think the first thing a lot of people think about is, oh my god, what song is this she has her heartbeat in it? Oh my god, I'm blinking. A song off 1989. But I don't think they're connected at all. Okay, but going into the lyrics, the first verse is, you say I don't understand and I say I know you don't. Oh my god, that lyric just says so much. With those lyrics, what I get is that she's trying to tell her partner what she's feeling. She's trying to be heard, and he's saying, I don't understand what you're saying. And she's like, I know you don't. You just don't hear me. That is the most frustrating thing ever, when you're just trying to just express yourself to your partner and they just don't get it. Are you even trying to get it? Like, are you just blowing me off? Like, I'm telling you my feelings here and it's like, I know you don't. Of course you don't, because you're not even like really listening to me. You're not even trying to understand what I'm saying. This almost like depraved, if that's the right word, I know you don't. Just like, of course. This makes it feels like she's tried to express herself to her partner many times before. And it's like, well, another time where I tried to express myself and express how I'm feeling and how I'm unhappy, and you just, again, I know you don't understand. Which I think is very telling where she is in the relationship. It almost feels like he had this sort of, I mean, I don't want to say Joe, but like Joe had this sort of like apathy about it all. Not caring, that's like the most frustrating thing. That neutrality can be like freaking detrimental, you know what I'm trying to say, in a relationship. She goes on to say, we thought a cure would come through in time now. I fear it won't. Kind of like the same thing of what I was saying before. Like, it's been a thing for a while, and she was hoping to kind of find a cure, find a solution to where they're at this relationship, to get back to their happiness or get back to where they were before, their good times. And it hasn't come. She thought it would happen by now, and it still hasn't. She's fearing it just never will, which is the start of everything kind of falling apart. Remember looking at this room, we loved it because of the light. Now I just sit in the dark and wonder if it's time. Fuck. It's thinking back to the time when you first moved in together, where you're just so happy, so full of endorphins, like things are so good, and now it's like almost in an instant you're sitting here, it's dark. It's almost like she's in this room having this flashback of when they were happy. The pre-chorus starts out saying, do I throw out everything we built or keep it? I'm getting tired, even for a phoenix, always rising from the ashes, mending her gashes. You might have just dealt the final blow. Oof, oh my gosh. So here she's like kind of just what's the word? Contemplating? I can't think of the word.
Contemplate.
Contemplating, that's the word. She's contemplating what to do. What's the next step? Do we keep this going? Do I keep on trying to keep this relationship going? Keep on waiting for a solution to come? Keep on trying to find a solution? Or after 6 years, do I throw it all out? Now she's come to this point of just like wondering, what do I do next? That is a scary, scary, scary thing to think about. To start all over again. And she's getting tired of always rising. In her whole life, in her whole career, she's risen from the ashes. Always. She's always come back stronger, you know? Every heartbreak she's gone through, whether it be, you know, with relationships or even, you know, with the loss of her music, with her music being stolen from her masters being taken away from her. You know, she's always been fighting and rising up, and she's just getting tired of it. It's just exhausting at this point. She feels alone. She feels like she's always just mending her own gashes. She feels like she doesn't have her partner there to help her mend it. She's like, you might have just dealt the final blow. You not understanding me again is the final blow. I've been feeling unhappy for a while, feeling not heard, and this was the final blow. I think it's time that we break up. She after a while of contemplating, I think she's come to it. She's like, I think it's time for me to go. And the chorus is, stop, you're losing me. Stop, you're losing me. With her heartbeat like underneath it, and that like little like effect on her voice. Oh, so good. I can't find a pulse. My heart won't start anymore for you. Damn. This relationship that had this beating pulse before between us. It was loud and vibrant and beautiful. Now is dying, you know? Before this relationship was alive, it had a heartbeat. And now the relationship's dying, it's ending, this heartbeat is no longer beating. She's flatlining metaphorically. Their relationship is metaphorically flatlining, I guess. Oh, interesting. On Genius it says, this could be a reference to I Think He Knows. He got my heartbeat skipping down 16th Avenue. However, in this song, she's referencing the fact that he no longer makes her feel this way, and thus they're losing the original spark of love they once had. Beautifully said, Genius. Beautifully said. Every morning I glare at you with storms in my eyes. How can you say you love someone you can't tell is dying? I set you signals and bit my nails down to the quick. My face was gray, but you would admit that we were sick. Oh my gosh. She's like, you're saying you love me, but you clearly don't, because I am dying here. I'm dying to communicate with you. I'm trying and I'm dying in front of you, and you're not even noticing it. On Genius, it refers to exile. All this time I never learned to read your mind. Never gave a warning sign. I gave you so many signs. You didn't see the signs. Whoa. Chorus is, and the air was thick with loss and indecision. I know my pain is such an imposition. To feel like your pain is an imposition is not a good way to feel in a relationship. You never want to feel like your pain is imposing on your relationship, like it's not welcomed. And now you're running down the hallway and you know what they all say. You don't know what you got till it's gone. It's almost like she's kind of packing up and leaving out the door, and he's running down saying, you know, maybe don't go, don't go. Wait, you're actually leaving? And she's like, yep, I've tried to talk to you about this. After I'm gone, you're gonna sit there and think, shit, I didn't realize how lucky I had it with this girl. I didn't know what I had until it was gone, until she left. It's almost like he thought she would never leave. It's almost like he got so comfortable in the fact that he knew that she loved him so much, and you know, she wrote so many albums, so many love songs about him. She's always spoken about him so highly, and it's like almost like he took that and was like, all right, then I can just not even try anymore in our relationship. And then it goes to the chorus, stop, you're losing me. Oh, interesting. You're losing me is also kind of said a lot, you know, whenever someone's dying, when a patient's dying in a doctor's, you know, emergency room. Yeah, it's kind of what Genius says. Wow, I actually didn't even realize that. I didn't connect that to you're losing me is in the heartbeat at all. It's all metaphorically about, I mean, the relationship dying, which I did kind of understand, but I never connected it of the actual words, you're losing me. Oh, and this bridge, oh my god, this bridge is like everything. How long could we be a sad song? Till we were too far gone to bring back to life. I used to write these happy songs about you, and now I'm over here writing this sad song. How could that be? How long could I keep on writing sad songs about a relationship? Like, not literally, but like metaphorically. And it's like, how long could we be like this until, you know, it's actually really is dead and gone, till we're too far gone to bring back to life. Like, maybe a few months ago when this started happening, we could have tried to bring it back to life, and now it's just like we're too far gone. It's been too long. There's no point in even trying anymore. We can't bring this back to life. It's too much resentment, too much time has gone past, too much has happened. I gave you all my best me's, my endless empathy. All I did was bleed as I tried to be the bravest soldier, fighting in only your army, front lines, don't you ignore me. I listened to you. I was so empathetic to how you were feeling. I gave you the best of me. You didn't do it back. And she says, don't you ignore me. I'm trying to talk to you and you're ignoring me when I have fought for you. I've fought for this relationship. You know, the metaphor of being in an army, being a soldier. I have fought for us. I'm trying here. But you're not doing the same. Again, it's that kind of like, seems like she was the only one really trying to not wanting this to end. He just was kind of empathetic about it all. I'm the best thing at this party. And then you're losing me is backing vocals. This really makes you think of Bejeweled, which is so surprising. I never would have thought that. I really thought it was about Calvin, but this really feels like a reference to Bejeweled and how maybe she wasn't feeling happy. You could be in a relationship and still go out and have fun. Maybe she's feeling like she got stuck in a rut, and then she's like, oh, wait a second, I'm the best thing at this party. Like, how is it that I'm feeling this way? That could happen whenever you're kind of get comfortable in a relationship. Now this part fucking kills me. And I wouldn't marry me either. A pathological people pleaser who only wanted you to see her. Like, wow. Listen, as a fellow people pleaser, I get it. Now this makes me think she did want to get married. I think for a lot of us we thought that she didn't, because she's kind of mentioned that in a lot of her music in Midnights. All I think of me is a one night or a bride, or whatever those lyrics are. I think that both can be true. She could still want to get married, and she could also still hate that that's so expected of her. Which I guess is a realization I'm having right now. Like, that can still be true. Both can be true at the same time, that you hate this expectations of how you need to be this one or the other, this boxed in one night casual person, or you have to be a bride, you have to get married and, you know, be together forever. That kind of expectations off of women is very frustrating. You can still believe that and still want to get married. It's okay to want to get married. Getting married doesn't mean you have to settle down and have kids. Getting married could be the start of you going out together and having fun. Just because you're married doesn't mean you have to settle down either, you know? Like, there's no reason to have this expectation on marriage. And she's just like, I just wanted you to see me. Throughout this whole song, she basically says that. Throughout this whole song, she's just like, can you just see me? Can you just listen to me? Can you just stop being so comfortable? Like, listen to what I'm trying to say and try to understand what I'm saying. Then she goes, and I'm fading, thinking, do something, babe, say something. Lose something, babe, risk something. Choose something, babe, I got nothing to believe unless you're choosing me. Oh my gosh. Fuck. There's that frustration. She just is like, please just say something, do something. Like, it's like he's not even, again, he's not even trying, he's not saying anything, he's just neutral, and that is so frustrating. Like, take a risk, say something wild, but doing nothing and saying nothing is not the solution here. And then she goes to the outro saying, you're losing me, I can't find a pulse, my heart won't start anymore. Just kind of reiterating exactly what she's been saying throughout this whole song. And I think at the end it's like, my heart won't start anymore, you lost me. It's almost like she doesn't even to say that you lost me, because I feel like the next lyric would be, you lost me at the end there. My heart won't start and you lost. And you lost me. Yeah, this song just, I think it's just a really big insight into how Taylor Swift was feeling towards the end of her relationship with Joe. And yeah, it just really makes me think differently about other songs off of Midnights. I don't think we're getting like a new album like about this breakup anytime soon. I think she's really gonna be focusing on the re-recordings, and I think that she just doesn't want to, I don't think she wants to treat this relationship the same as she's treated other relationships in the past. I think she's still writing songs. I'm not sure if she's really going to share them anytime soon. I think this is probably the first and only real insight we're gonna get from Taylor Swift about Joe and that breakup for a very long time. I think maybe down the line we might get some songs or a whole album that's a Joe album, a Joe Alwyn album as opposed to Joe Jonas. I think even though she felt kind of towards the end they're just not very heard, I think she still has a lot of respect for Joe and their relationship and is very thankful for that relationship. I mean, they dated whenever she thought no one ever wanted to date her ever again, when she thought her career was over. I think she learned a lot from this relationship and has a lot of respect for it. I think she learned a lot. I think it kind of makes sense that this isn't her end-all relationship. This was one where she really was learning a lot about who she was and what it means to be in a healthy relationship and to have a private relationship. We've learned so much about who Taylor is and her psyche throughout her whole discography, throughout her whole career, and I think she's really focusing now on just having fun. I think after 6 years of being so private and not really going out, I think she realizes how much she misses that, and I think she just loves this life. I think she loves being a star. I think she loves performing. I think she loves being out in the world and going to parties and having fun. And I think with Joe, she kind of was a little bit of a hermit. She really didn't go out much, and I think that was fine for who she was at that point. That's what she needed. And now I think that she's kind of at this height of her career, the biggest she's ever been, way bigger than 1989. I think she's ready to kind of let go a little bit and live a little bit more. And I'm very curious to see what's to come, but I really don't think we're gonna get much songs about Joe and this breakup until much later on. I don't know, I think she's just kind of gonna focus on the re-recordings, and obviously in those recordings I don't think we'll get any songs about Joe. I'm really happy that she released this song because I think it really kind of puts a closure on people speculating what was going on with them in that relationship, and I think she's kind of gonna leave it at that. We'll see what happens with Maddie and that whole relationship. But oh, I do want to say though, it says here that this was produced by Jack Antonoff, which I don't think we previously knew, which is interesting. But I'm done with my makeup, so I'm done with this video as well. I tried to do a little bit of a graphic liner moment with this kind of light purpley pink liner, but I didn't do very good. I'm really not very good at eyeliner, period. I don't really like these from ColourPop that much. I don't know what they're called. They're like super liquidy liners, and they're not my favorite. I mean, it was fun to play with. I mean, it doesn't look bad, I don't think. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it. I don't hate it. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna end this video here. That's all I have to say. I've rambled on long enough. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. It really helps me out, helps my channel grow. And please subscribe if you'd like. I would love to have you here. Either way, I'm still happy you're here just hanging out with me watching this video and watching to this point. I appreciate you being here. And yeah, I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye!